I'm going to try to do this vlog without crying, but it has been quite an emotional last few weeks. I am currently going into my second trimester. So guys, I also have to apologize for doing the video so late. But as you continue in the vlog, you'll see why we have left it for so long. Because we have faced some things, and so we did not want to speak too publicly about the pregnancy until we were sure about the state of everything. Okay, to start, my biggest apprehension when I found out that I was pregnant was how were people going to react? This is our 6th child. Obviously, the moment we found out we were pregnant, we did have these apprehensions about how other people were going to react. And I must say that did steal like a lot of joy from me because I was quite nervous and anxious about telling people, and so I delayed it for quite a lot. But so far we've had such wonderful reactions from all our family and all our friends, and thank you everybody for all your wonderful messages of congratulations. I have felt quite yuck. I'm just gonna say, moms who've been pregnant, I'm sure you can relate. Out of all my pregnancies, this has been the one that I felt the worst. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the age or if it was, you know, the anxiety of worrying about what people thought. I decided to change the way I ate to see if this helped me and this terrible morning sickness that I was feeling. And so I've cut out a lot of meat. I've tried to keep to a very clean diet, and as a result it has made me feel a little more better. And also heading into the second trimester, I am just feeling a tiny bit better. So far so good, and I really just hope that it's going to pass, because right now I just feel like an alien in my own body, which is not 100% great. So on one of my first OB visits, there is just general blood work that they do. So she did some blood work for me that was sent off, and one of the tests was also just to test for some chromosome abnormality or chromosome diseases in the baby. And we have had this done actually in every pregnancy I've had, and they've always come back as like one in an extremely rare chance, like always extremely low risk. But this time it didn't come back like that, and I got a result of, let me talk about this just now. And so this time it didn't come back as a low risk, it came back as a high risk. In fact, we had a 1 in 65 chance of having a baby with Down syndrome. So that's chromosome 21. I think it's trisomy 21. And this came as a shock because, first of all, I mean, I'm sure a lot of moms have had this result before, and then you know what I'm talking about. You suddenly, like, your brain starts thinking of all these things that you've never ever had to think about before. What will life be with a child who has Down syndrome? What will they look like? How will this affect your other children? So we started to do research, and obviously we got quite a big fright because this was just not a result I was expecting. I'd always kind of lived in the confidence that I was a baby maker and all my babies would be perfect and beautiful every time. And I guess I just took that for granted. And so I certainly have a newfound respect for pregnant moms because it's not always easy. It's not always a walk in the park. And this pregnancy, I have experienced that. So once we got that result back, we were extremely anxious. Obviously we had a sleepless night. We found out in the night the doctor had sent through the results. She'd actually tried calling, but I somehow had missed her call, and so she actually sent me through the email in the night, and I saw it before going to bed, which probably wasn't great. So obviously as a result it was a terrible night. And then the very next day I was on the phone with the doctor and also with a specialist sonographer so that she could do a scan to therefore, because you know the bloods are the first phase, and then they need to do a scan and see if they see any abnormalities in the scan, and then we go from there. So we actually did have a 12-week scan booked for the following week. But speaking with the sonographer, they had a full schedule, they were totally booked, but hearing my distress on the phone and obviously being quite upset, she said they'll make a plan for us, come down, we can sit and wait, and they would squeeze us in. So we were just so grateful because it was a Friday and we didn't want to have to go through the whole weekend of just not knowing and living in this like kind of limbo phase. At this point, we actually made a decision that we weren't going to tell anybody. We decided not to tell anybody because first of all, I think we needed a scan to just rule out if it could still be a high risk. And secondly, we also Christians, so we just had faith that God would undertake and that whatever would be, it would be perfect for us and our situation. So we really chose not to tell anybody, not even our children, just to deal with this and to see what happened. And so we went for the scan. The doctor was so sweet. She said, come, let's do the scan, let's double check, because the bloods aren't always accurate. They're only a portion of this testing phase. So just stay calm. So she started the scan, and the first thing that I just noticed was, wow, this is a proper little baby now. From our very first scan to this, now was a perfectly formed baby. It looked like completely normal. Now, I know I've done a lot of scans before, but somehow just every time the miracle of life just gets me. And seeing such a perfect little baby like that, I realized if there is something wrong with this baby, it's perfect already. It's just so fully formed, and so that kind of gave me a confidence in thinking that whatever will be okay, because look how beautiful the baby already looks. And so she tried to scan, but because obviously I was in such a state of anxiety, my stomach and the womb area was contracting, and so it went I've actually never had this before. The baby went, like the womb went so small, and that she couldn't see baby properly. So she said to me, look, you need to just calm down, go get a coffee, go get a sandwich, go get whatever, and just chill and come back. I'm going to give you like an hour just to breathe. But in the meantime, she tried to get a little measurement of the neck, because obviously that's the most important measurement to see whether there could be an issue or not, just so that she could give me either some peace of mind or not. And so she quickly just did a quick measurement. And obviously from all the research we'd done the night before, in the last few hours, I already knew what kind of measurement we were hoping to get for us to be in the safe zone. And so she said, yes, it was like 1.8, which I knew millimeters, which I knew, I could just breathe a sigh of relief. That's kind of in the normal range. So that already just sounded good. So she said to me, already, just from that measurement, I can tell you that you have now come down to an intermediate risk. We're going to do a proper check once you've calmed down, and we're going to do the nasal bone, etc. But so far, it's looking more positive. Going back to the room to do the scan again, we could just see that so far when she did all the checks, everything kind of looked within the normal range, more or less. Baby was still little, so she was battling to get like a nasal bone reading, which still kind of left our risk higher, because in order to also write off certain things, they do need a good nasal bone reading. But she also just said, look, it would have been better to have done the scan next week, because then baby would have been a little bigger, and she feels that she would have been able to get a better reading on the nasal bone. So we still were in a risk area, but already just seeing baby, just hearing the heartbeat, seeing the NT measurement, it just made me feel so much better. She said, I'm going to offer you an option to do the non-invasive prenatal testing. Now this will give you a 98% result, kind of an accurate result. Now of course these tests are not always accurate, but Claude and I made a choice that we would like to have this test done just so that we can be sure about what we were going to face. So we went right over to the blood lab and did the test right away. Now the results take approximately 7 to 10 days, and we received our results back yesterday. Now it has been a very tough 10 days for us, because we've also been processing this on our own. We haven't really shared this with anybody, and so your mind is thinking about all the what ifs, the costs involved, how your life will change, etc. And then also, how you share that with your children, managing 2 tiny toddlers and also a 3rd child who might have some special needs. So your mind does go to all those places, and so I have felt that it has been a very heavy last few 10 days, just processing all of this information. So I can really relate with moms who've had to also process this, because it does, as much as you try to remain positive, it definitely does feel like a massive weight on your shoulders, because your life is going to change. But yesterday we received the result from both our OB and the sonographer, and they have come back with the results to say that everything is in the normal range and it looks like baby is completely healthy. Now I'm just so grateful for that. I really am, because yeah, we don't have to face all the obstacles that perhaps so many other parents have to. And I really take my hat off to all those parents now who've had to face so many challenges, because I think you really are brave and wonderful people. And your baby is so beautiful to you. But so far we are very grateful that everything looks like it's in the norm, and I will not be taking that for granted anymore. So never believe me when I say, when I start off a video and say I'm not gonna cry in this vlog, because obviously it's going one way. It's going to the waterfall area. Guys, sorry about all the crying. I just felt like we need to be real. We've always said that we want to be honest and real with our viewers, and so this is a challenge we have faced that seems very real to us. So I really am so sorry for the tears, but I'm also crying because when I found out the news initially, I'm just like looking online, 1 in 65 chance, what does this mean? And there were so many other moms who had written on different groups, and they were all searching for the same answers as me, all in that same state of shock, of panic, of concern. And so I wanted to do this vlog because maybe it would also help other people, knowing that you're not the only person dealing with that news. And it is heavy news, but maybe it might be all right. And even if it isn't, I came to kind of the terms with that this is my baby, and it's going to be perfect to me no matter what. And no matter what it is, we will cope with this. So be strong and be courageous, because it will be fun in the end. So guys, it has been a very hectic first trimester. There's been a lot to deal with. And yeah, and that's why we didn't post anything while we've been dealing with this for like the last 2 weeks. Just because we didn't want to share in the midst of a state of turmoil. We wanted to share with a bit of perspective, and I feel like I have that today. So I'm very excited now to go into my second trimester. We do have a little envelope with the gender. We have not opened it, and we won't open it. I would really like to do a whole gender reveal, which we are planning a massive party. And I want to be surprised. This will be the first time in my pregnancy that I will be surprised along with everybody else. Normally I'm the one like surprising everyone because I find out and plan. So this time I want to be surprised too. So we are planning a huge gender reveal party. It's going to be beautiful. I've got all the little goodies, and we're going to make it really stunning. We are also partnering with Bumbo, which is a stunning children's brand. They make amazing products, and I've used them for both JP and Jacques, and in fact I used it for Pierre as well when he was a little baby. And they are also partnering with us on a giveaway. So yes, they're going to bless a viewer as well. So you want to stay tuned, and we're going to be also having guesses. You need to guess whether it's a boy or girl, and then the lucky viewer or the lucky winner will then win something wonderful from Bumbo. So stay tuned, because we will be posting on socials more information about that giveaway as well. In the coming videos that I do have planned ahead, I'm also going to start to show you what I have been purchasing already for the baby. Some of my mommy must-haves. Guys, I've already started, I mean, how crazy is this? Thinking about what I'm going to pack in my hospital bag. Having done this a couple times, I know exactly what I need, and so I've already started purchasing, and brands have started sending me my favorite things. So I'm already getting that all in line for a video as well. So there's lots of exciting things coming up, and I'm very excited to share that all with you. And I want to thank you for watching this vlog today. Again, sorry about all the tears, but this is real. This is real life, And I'm excited to also share with you some images from our scan, which we have in 2 weeks. So then we'll see even further how baby has grown too. Guys, take care and look after yourself, and we'll see you soon. Bye.